Hello everyone, it's that college football guy here with another video. As promised, it's the preseason review show. The predictions I made at the beginning of the year. And we're going to see how well I did in my regular season predictions for the conferences. I did the American yesterday. Today we're going to do two. I'm doing separate videos for each because it'll be too long. The Mountain West, which will be done now, and then the Sun Belt. And then starting Monday is the ACC. Tuesday's the Big 10, Wednesday the Big 12, Thursday the Pac-12, Friday the SAC, and then we'll do a final overall record of everything. And we'll see what my record is for overall predictions. I was shooting for 2/3 right, 67%. We'll see what it is after I get done with all this. That was my prediction record. That was what I was hoping for. All right, first and foremost, let's get this out the way. Everyone, please smash the like button, smash the thumbs up. It helps with the algorithm, helps with the analytics, helps the video be watched by more people. Comment on the video, live interacting with everybody, and subscribe to the. I know I sound bad. Subscribe to the channel. We're on our way to 300 subscribers. Yeah, this stuff will not go away. All right. Basically, how we're going to do this is this. I'm going to read off the schedule, and the only time I'll say if it's wrong, I'll give you an example. We're going to go through the Air Force schedule. I had them predicting going 7-5. They went 9-3. They beat Northern Iowa. I had them go and beat Northern Iowa, which was right. Had them losing to Colorado. They actually won. Had them losing to Wyoming. Notice I'm not mentioning anything because they actually did lose to Wyoming. So that's going to be it'll be as like the Colorado one. If I mention something, that means I got it wrong. So they beat Northern Iowa. They lost to Colorado, which they actually won. They lost to Wyoming. Had them losing to Wyoming. Beating Nevada. Beat Navy. Try this here, you can see a little better. Beat Navy, losing to Utah State, beating UNLV, beating Boise State, they lost. Losing to Army, they won. Beating New Mexico, beating Colorado State, and losing to San Diego State, they won. So that means I went 8-4 on the predictions for Air Force. Now let's look at Boise State. I had them going 10-2 in the preseason, they went 9-3. Had them losing to Oregon State, beating New Mexico, beating UT Martin, beating UTEP, they lost to UTEP. Wow. Beating San Diego State, beating Fresno State, losing to Air Force, beating Colorado State, beating BYU, they lost to BYU. Beating Nevada, beating Wyoming, and beating Utah State. So I only got 3 wrong, so that makes it 9-3. All right, Colorado State, what did you do to me? Had you going 7-5, you went 3-9. Had them losing to Michigan, had them beating Middle Tennessee State, they lost. I should be mad about Middle Tennessee State. After all, they went down to the U and beat Miami. This was their year. But anyway, they've had them beating Middle Tennessee State. They lost. Had them losing to Washington State. Had them beating Sacramento State. They lost to Sacramento State. Had them losing to Nevada. They won. Had them beating Utah State. They lost. Had them beating Hawaii. Had them losing to Boise State. Had them beating San Jose State. They lost. Had them beating Wyoming, they lost. Had them beating Air Force, and had them beating New Mexico, 6-6. Yuck, horrible. Fresno State, I had them going 9-3. They actually went 8-4. Had them beating Cal Poly. Had them beating Oregon State, they lost, but that's not surprising how good Oregon State is. Had them losing to USC, beating UConn, they lost. Had them losing to Boise State, beating San Jose State, beat New Mexico, beat San Diego State, beat Hawaii, beat UNLV, beat Nevada, and beat Wyoming. So that's 10-2 on that one. We had 2 wrong. Hawaii, I had them going 4-9 as they played 13 games. They actually went 3-10. So I got 1 wrong. Had them losing to Vandy. Had them beating Western Kentucky. They lost. Losing to Michigan. Beating Duquesne. Beating New Mexico State. They lost. Losing to San Diego State. Losing to Nevada. They won. Losing to Colorado State. Beating Wyoming. They lost. Losing to Fresno State, losing to Utah State, losing to UNLV, they won. Losing to San Jose State. So I went 7-5. 8-5 on that prediction. Can't even count. 8-5 for Hawaii. All right, Nevada had them going 7-5. They went 2-10. Man, it was horrible. Had them beating New Mexico State. Had them beating Texas State. Had them beating Incarnate Word. They lost. Had them losing to Iowa, losing to Air Force. Beating Colorado State. They lost. Beating Hawaii. They lost. Losing to San Diego State. Beating San Jose State. They lost. losing to Boise State, beating Fresno State, they lost, losing to UNLV. I went 7-5, another bad one. New Mexico, a little bit better with this one. I predicted them going 2-10. Well, they went 2-10. I had them beating Maine, losing to Boise State, losing to UTEP, they won, losing to LSU, UNLV, and Wyoming. I had them beating New Mexico State, they lost. Had them losing to Fresno State, Utah State, Air Force, San Diego State, and Colorado State. So I went 10-2 on that one. Now comes San Diego State. This was the one that actually frustrated me. So close. So close. I had them losing to Arizona, I called that the preseason. Losing to Arizona, beating Idaho State, losing to Utah, beat Toledo, lose to Boise State, beat Hawaii, beat Nevada, lose to Fresno, beat UNLV, beat San Jose State, beat New Mexico, 11-0. Beating Air Force, they lost. Damn it. Went to 12-0. No, I got 11-1. San Jose State. Yeah, machines is a pain in the butt right now. San Jose State, I'm going 5-7. They went 7-4. The player who was hit by a bus and who passed away, unfortunately. That game was canceled. So that was a New Mexico State game. So they didn't play New Mexico State. So instead of playing 12 games, we played 11. So we're only going to count the 11. And beating Portland State, losing to Auburn, beating Western Michigan, losing to Wyoming, they won. Beating UNLV, losing to Fresno State, they won. Obviously, the game against Mexico State was canceled. Losing to Nevada, they won. Losing to Colorado State, they won. Losing to San Diego State, losing to Utah State, and then beating Hawaii. So they went 8-3. I did in the predictions on that one. Now we've got UNLV. I predicted them going 5-7. They went 5-7. I had them beating Idaho State, losing to Cal, beating North Texas, losing to Utah State, they won, beating New Mexico, losing to San Jose State, losing to Air Force, losing to Notre Dame, losing to San Diego State, losing to Fresno State, beating Hawaii, they lost, and beating Nevada. So I got 10-2 on their record. Utah State, I had them going 7-5. They went 6-6. Beating UConn, lose to Alabama, beat Weber State. They lost to Weber State, which was a surprise. Beating UNLV, they lost. Losing to BYU, beat Air Force. Losing to Colorado State, they won. Losing to Wyoming, beat New Mexico, beat Hawaii, beat San Jose State, and losing to Boise State. So they went 9-3. And last but not least, Wyoming. I had them going 6-6. They went 7-5. Losing to Illinois, beat Tulsa, Northern Colorado, and Air Force. I had them losing to BYU, beating San Jose State, they lost, beat New Mexico, beat Utah State, losing to Hawaii, they won, losing to Colorado State, they won, losing to Boise State, losing to Fresno State. So that means 9-3. So what does that mean overall records? I mean, you've got an 8-4, 9-3, 6-6, 10-2, 8-5 because of the extra game for Hawaii, 7-5, 10-2, 11-1, 8-3 because of the one game less because of the cancellation, 10-2, 9-3, 9-3. So 144 possible games played. I went 105-39, which is a 72.9% winning percentage. Not as good as the American, which I'm just pulling up right over here as I got it. I was 73.5% on the American, so not as good, but all things considered, not bad. I'm still ahead of my 67% target. But y'all let me know down in the comments. How do you think I did? How would you have done? Let me know down in the comments what's going on here. So, thanks everybody for watching this video. Hope everybody's having a great Sunday. Like I said, like, comment, and subscribe. Thanks everybody for watching this video. Sunbelt 1 will be on as soon as this one finishes uploading. I'm not going to try upload 2 at the same time. For some reason, they want to cancel each other out. Thanks everybody for watching this video. Be safe out there. Enjoy your Sunday. And please, be good to each other.